how to be beautiful, even though, yeah, you already are. How audacious are you, Keith, to write this? How to be beautiful? Who? Let's find out. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. My name's Keith, man of letters, knowledge, information, and entertainment. You know how it goes. Come on, then. Take your shoes off and stay a while. I'll see you guys. Okay. How to be beautiful, even though you are. A little excerpt from my book. I'm not sure what it actually says. It's been a while since I wrote it. I want to shine an incandescence onto this world of which the cosmos hasn't felt since the first star was formed. I want your magnitude of beauty to shine so bright it casts a shadow long enough to stretch over the faces of history's greatest treasures. You can and you will. But first things first. Now, this chapter is all about recognizing that everything in existence broadcasts a certain vibration. They are palpable thoughts, emotions, feelings. They all have measurable wavelengths that can be picked up by the people and things around us. That said, one of the main focuses of this book is a profound search for truth. The short-lived but incredibly gifted English romantic poet John Keats said, "Beauty is truth, and truth is beauty." That is all ye know on earth, and that is all ye need to know. It is one hell of a statement, and a piece of your heart will not allow you to pass it up lightly. I will not only teach you how to be more beautiful, but how to attach to one of the most substantial universal truths, the evocation of beauty. The only downside is that the idea of beauty has been skewed as of late. Social media and the likes, whether intentionally or not, have framed the idea of beauty merely as something visually appealing. A beautiful woman, or a scantily clad man, a $700,000 Ferrari 250 GTO Berlinetta. And it's not that these things don't have an inherent beauty to them, only that it does not for the masses portray the limitlessness of beauty. In fact, it does the exact opposite. It shows that beauty is an incredibly rare thing to come by, and while that is definitely a criterion for something beautiful, it is by no means limited to that. Let's dive a bit deeper. It's our Anubis keeping the bad spirits away. In order for you to be more beautiful, I must first evoke in you a sense of awe, of wonder and enchantment, not in the obviously beautiful things in the world, but in the mundane, for this is the secret to beauty. All of us wish to appear more attractive. We want to be seen as alive and radiant. We want people to look at us the way we look at our most prized possessions, and we can do it with ease. You and I, as sentient beings in this universe, by default, evoke. With our eyes and our ears, we draw out the vibrations of the cosmos. We draw out the beauty. It's a relationship between the two things, and that relationship is based off of acknowledgement. It is the greatest secret to being the most beautiful person in any room. Acknowledgement. Surrender to her, and she will surrender to you. In order for us to be beautiful, we must constantly surrender to it. When we make the choice to see beauty in the world, we bring out the beauty in ourselves. We resonate. There is a part of our brains called the limbic system, and it cannot differentiate between self and others. It means that if you were to tell someone that their eyes are the most radiant shade of green you've ever come across, your brain would not only acknowledge that statement as going to someone else, it would think it's happening to itself. Remember those palpable frequencies that we talked about. Your acknowledgement in the exterior world will evoke the internal, and a frequency will then be broadcasted from you like a beacon. You must be able to find yourself mesmerized by the beauties of the world. My friends, this is where we turn into beauty seekers. It's the only thing that will save you. This type of emotional energy is incredible. It draws us in because it is beautiful. It is home. By default, you become beautiful, not in the pretty face, the nice eyes way, but in the way you make people feel when they are in your presence. You become a magnet for the beautiful experiences in your life because you have made a choice to bear witness to all the forms of beauty. It's almost a way of the universe saying, thank you for the acknowledgement. Here, have some more. The concept is nothing new to us. When studying romantic relationships, we find that in showing appreciation to someone for something they did, even a simple and sincere thank you can in turn inspire that person to continue with it. It's like when your beautiful lover comes home and smothers your face with soft kisses of gratitude for making him or her a meal. It makes you happy. It makes you happy that you can do something so little for someone, yet it brings them such a profound sense of happiness. Can you imagine all the other kinds of thank yous to dish out for a lover and how that might influence the romance of your relationship? Positive feedback loops galore. The point I'm getting at is that giving is receiving, as it always is and always has been. Give it away and it'll come back. The world is perfect in that way. When you choose to see beauty in everything, to acknowledge and give it a witness, the world will say thank you. Tell your lover he or she is as radiant as the sun and watch them shine even brighter for you. Tell the stranger on the street that his or her shoes look extra fly and watch him strut a bit sharper. Tell a child his or her painting is a beauty unlike this world has ever seen and watch him turn into Van Gogh. It is also important not to put a cap on how much you see. Let your conjuring awareness bring forth an oasis in the dry desert of today's overly demanding world. There is no quota for how much you can witness, no boundaries to wonder. It is the only way our world will be saved. Let beauty fall as much on the setting sun as with the falling of a leaf, with the laughter of a child, two strangers hugging, or young romance. It all has its place, and it all needs a witness, our awareness acting as a water for its growth. You have the power to create simply by choice. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't take any more than that. That is what the yogis mean. It's what the New Age folk are trying to preach. That there is an abundance of everything in this world, and we evoke that abundance as if it were an art because it is. Alas, I digress. This section was supposed to be all about you. Cute, Keith. Why is it that by being a treasure hunter of beauty, you become more beautiful yourself? Because the more you find yourself seeking out beauty and acquiescing the artistry of the mundane, the more your own unique allure is teased from your soul. And my God, does it show in the purest of ways. It becomes in you almost a naive spontaneity. You become a slave to your emotions, but in the best ways. You begin to lose yourself in the moment, having conversations that you never would have thought to have, and finding yourself in the most peculiarly yet invigorating circumstances. You begin to do things you never thought you would be doing. Headed to the grocery store, you say? How about you just keep driving to the beach and watch the sunset? After all, how long has it been since you last sat and let the rays of a sleeping sun warm your face? You were about to smash that poor spider in the corner, were you? How about you admire the symmetry of those wild, ever-present eyeballs? I promise, practicing this one thing, and you will be able to find beauty in a doornail. For everything represents something grander. Everything has a past, a present, and a future. It was, is, or can be a part of something bigger. Almost anything can be found to be beautiful. Even sadness is something that should bring a certain type of joy in you. Sadness? Beautiful? If I don't make you a believer after the next few paragraphs, I have failed you. Sadness is a necessary component of life. It simply must exist. Happiness exists, and so therefore must its opposite. Imagine what happiness would be like without sadness. Nothing to define, nothing to compare to, sameness forever. It would be an awfully dull experience if that was the case, but it is not. Sadness is here, and it is one of the most powerful teachers of beauty that one can receive. Sadness is a reminder, albeit a selfish one. It is a reminder of how happy experiences in life have made us. This is why happiness and sadness are two sides of the same coin. They both offer us insights on the same thing, on our never-ending, unique, subjective experiences. In other words, sadness is telling you that at one point you were just as happy as you are sad right now. This is a rhythmic compensation that is built into the structure of life. It's like being on a swing. The higher you swing forward, the higher you swing back. But there is hope. I will teach you how to overcome sadness, to eradicate it from your life forever. Are you ready? The way to overcome all sadness in your life is you don't. To get rid of sadness would be to get rid of happiness, for again, they are one and the same thing. What we can get rid of, however, are the paradigms we hold against sadness, and in turn, we will find a beauty like no other. Sorry, I need to turn the brightness up on my laptop or on my camera. Cool. Thanks, you guys. Bear with me. Here's how to turn sadness into beauty. First, stop labeling sadness as bad. Sadness is neutral in its existence on this plane. It isn't until you interact with the emotion via your thoughts that any desirable or undesirable outcome is evoked. Strip away any and all preconceived notions on sadness so you may lay down a healthier perspective more relative to your new direction. I talk about this a lot with or never mind, I don't want to stray too much. Now that your sadness is without name and definition, I'm going to share with you some sad memories from my own life. I want you to see these different circumstances, and this is crucial before you have any reactions to these circumstances. I want you to remind yourself what the goal is here, which is to seek beauty. Let's begin. As I hear a song that reminds me of an old sweetheart, I imagine her screaming my nickname, then sprint from the doorstep of her house half a block away, jump and cling on to me like the most adorable spider monkey in the Western Hemisphere. What's the sadness? Well, she broke up with me, and I'm still not even sure why. So, loss and no closure. A non-closure loss. A second memory is from when my grandfather, who was like a father to me, passed away. From him, I got a lot of my favorite characteristics as a person. He helped me grow a pumpkin that won first prize at the fair when I was 12. He taught me how to drive a stick shift at 10. And he called me his baby at the age of 23, something I didn't mind one bit. Sad part, he died while I was away at college, and I had no chance to say goodbye. More unrequisited loss. Below, I will analyze my thoughts on what happened in my mind while I wrote that last section. Pay close attention to the following paragraph. Halfway through writing that little segment, I started to realize that the only things that were actually making me sad were in reality happy thoughts. The excitement in my girl's eyes and voice after not seeing me for weeks, and the joy my grandfather felt from spending time with me, helping me learn and grow. Sadness is first and foremost a reminder. It reminds you of little snippets of your life that felt perfect, that make you feel like your life would be perfect if it just stayed like that forever. Sadness is funny that way. It somehow manages to vividly draw on our most treasured memories and drown our hearts in nostalgic fervors of woe. And during these emotions, I found myself becoming softer, more empathetic, and more compassionate. Have you ever felt like those who experience the most pain are some of the most empathetic to our hurts? There's a reason for that. I started to see that my happiness came from feeling a connectedness to other people. I found that my experiences made me more empathetic to those in my life who might have gone through similar things. What surprised me most while thinking of these memories was that my lips were pulled back in the softest and sincerest smiles. A part of me was acknowledging these moments and thanking them for having happened in the first place. These thoughts reminded me that it was only because these events and people had such a positive, loving impact on my life that I could experience such sadness in the first place. But it was not a reminder solely of past events, but future as well. And we've come full circle. My acknowledgement of the beautiful parts of the sadness made the experience beautiful in its own melancholic way. So this will be your job. Take the sadness that you have tried to hide away and find out what it is reminding you of. Find out where the happiness is hiding. It is easy to become overwhelmed with sadness that has not yet been processed or fully acknowledged. However, so it is important to let it run its course. Cry, scream, let the energy flow through you. Keeping it in can wreak physical havoc on your body. We don't want that. It can lead to depressed states. What you do now is say thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the happiness you once brought me. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to feel something as powerful as I did. Thank you for showing me a piece of beauty that some search their whole lives for. Thank you for showing me the caliber of happiness that I am capable of, and for allowing me a chance to dream about an even bigger and better one. To show sadness is vulnerability, and I cannot stress the importance of that. To be vulnerable allows the ones around you to in turn invoke their own sense of empathy. It allows people to connect with you and see something real, which a lot of people rarely get the chance to experience, especially in today's perfectionist society. The point is, happiness turns to sadness and then back to happiness. The point is, happiness turns to sadness and then back to happiness. All things at some point must return to their origin, up and down, back and forth, the coming and going of vibrations. Nothing lasts forever, and that's what makes it so beautiful. That's what makes it so beautiful. That's what makes you so beautiful. And that is the section on how to be beautiful from my book. 7 Pillars, a Handbook for Existence. If you're new to this, all right, Anubis, chill. Chill, I'm done. I'm wrapping it up, man. If you're new to this, 7 Pillars, Handbook for Existence. I'm your host, Keith, man of letters, knowledge, information, and entertainment. You know how it goes. If you made it this far, subscribe to the channel, say what's up, let me know where you're coming from, take your shoes off, stay a while, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Anubis says peace out. All right, peace out.